This episode of Bots Obsession is brought to you by you, the viewers.
You ever come across one of those figures and you see it and you're like, wow, I didn't think I really needed that in my collection. Yeah, I didn't think I needed a space hand cannon Megatron decked out in glorious silver and chrome until I had this in my hands. Big shout out to my boy Rain for hooking me up with this one. And yeah, Megatron here is based on the classics mold. This is Henkei Megatron, say hi. And he's absolutely fantastic. I love the way this thing looks. It's based on the Nerf Maverick, which, yeah, weird thing to base him off of, but it ends up giving him a very unique silhouette, which is great. And this is probably the last gun Megatron we're gonna get, aside from Masterpiece or maybe even Missing Link. And check out that trigger, it clicks. I absolutely adore that. This is a just stunning alt mode for Megatron, and I really like how different Henkei and Classics figures are, and this is one of the few, much like Mirage and Hound and the Dotson, I think still holds up. This for me is definitive for Megatron. This is what I think of when I think of Megatron, and that's why I don't have other Megatrons in my collection. It's because this one is so perfect. For size comparison, sure, here's Crankcase, here's Legacy Leader Prime, Laser Prime. Here he is with, Studio Series 86 Megatron. And of course, Machine Moore's Hoist, yeah. Yes, indeed, this is in fact Henkei Megatron. Oh my lord, is he pretty. I had the Classics one for approximately a week before one of my friends was like, man, I really want the Classics one. And I was like, hey, aren't you selling your Henkei one? And we made a deal to trade ours around, and hoo boy, what a glorious figure this is. So to get started, you want to crack him open like an egg. You just want to peel these two shell pieces apart, and inside you can see the delicious gooey center. This is a very strange figure. So step one, we're going to close up all these little tabs right here, and that's just to get them out of the way, and just kind of fold this piece back. From there, we can kind of start wiggling things out of place, and that's generally what you want to do. You just kind of want to wiggle everything out of place and move this wing pack. Rotate it until this nub is facing inward towards these screws, and then fold the backpack down, and we'll come back to this later. Let's start with the legs because they're really easy. We're just going to rotate them until they're straight and fold them down. From there, we can flip out his toes. Boop, 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 boop. And you'll notice, just by listening to him, that everything is like a ratchet joint on here. Slide up these shin panels. I like to click these into place and push them one tab back, and that is the lower body. Now we get the upper torso. Grab this section right here, rotate it 180, bring it up on this section, and clamp it in there. And it's here, we'll adjust the camera a bit. Bring this down and in, rotate, bring down, flip open this panel, and get the fist out of there. Same thing on this side, lift this up, rotate that down, stretch out the arm, and for this one, I like to use this as kind of a way to pop open this door. Take this and push it in, or maybe not, never mind. Push it in there, gets the fist flipped out, close that up, bring the backpack up. There's that tab right there and that slot right there. Clock that into place, and from here, we can do a good old-fashioned Transformers head reveal for Henkei Megatron. This is one of those robot modes where you see it and you think, why haven't they done this again? This is such a unique and amazing looking Megatron silhouette. Look at that head sculpt. I love the tears on his head with the big black brow, making him look like some sort of gothic warlord. It's so sick. And also the giant underslung fuck off fusion cannon that he has this time around. And peep the details under his arm, the rounds, the underneath, implying that they go up his torso through his arm and then into the fusion cannon. That is so dope. I didn't know about that until one of my friends pointed out. And yeah, despite the fact he's from 2005, 2006, he can still pose around, and every joint on him is ratcheted, but he is missing just a few things, and it does mean that he is a little lackluster in posing. Something that is cool, though, is he does have 5mm hands, meaning he can actually effectively play with himself, and I adore that about this Megatron. Something about having Gun Megatron holding Gun Megatron is just so satisfying. It's so nice. And yeah, again, the silhouette on this dude is everything.
And he fits perfectly with modern stuff, and it's one of the reasons why this is my definitive Megatron for me. Here he is with Earthrise Prime, with Studio Series Starscream, Legacy Leader Soundwave, yeah, this guy. Here he is with Toy Style Legacy Prime. Here he is with the new Retro G1 Sea Spray. Titans Return Getaway, guess he was on the desk today. And here he is with Channel Mascot Laserfire. And of course, Machine Wars Hoist.
Alrighty, let's talk articulation on Classics Henkei Megatron. It is not the most posable thing. I will tell you right now, it is missing quite a few joints that we are used to in the modern era, namely ankles, a waist, and wrists. Those are the big ones. Other than that, he does feature all ratcheted joints, which is kind of awesome aside from his neck, but he does use the kind of neck that I like. He uses where the head is attached to the ball joint and it goes down to the torso, giving him a very, very emotive and dismissive demeanor. So from there, we can go to the shoulders. Both the arms work identically despite being asymmetric. They rotate 180 degrees on a ratchet, go in and out on a ratchet, bicep swivel, bend at the elbow, slightly more than 90, slightly more on this side, I think, because of that cutout, and then nothing else below the wrist. On this arm, he does have his slightly oversized fusion cannon. It is one of those things where it's like, I don't know how much I like it, but I kind of like the idea that Megatron just has like this gigantic fuck-off cannon. It's kind of cool. No waist articulation. That's due to a number of things. Not only is it due to his taint being attached to his backpack and then his spine, but also just due to the way that he transforms. As you can probably hear, the hips go out this far, go forward that far on a ratchet, back that far on that side. They go back a little bit farther on the other side. Bend at the knee about 90, maybe a little bit more, and a thigh swivel above the knee. So he is pretty articulated, especially for when he came out, and is a very nice Megatron if you just want a Megatron to kind of stand there and look menacing. Like, this really is one of those figures that is just gorgeous to have on your shelf. But yeah, he doesn't really pose really well. So if you want a Megatron that's like super posable, maybe not this one, but the look of this one, I really wish they could do another one. Or maybe like a third party, like knockoff company would come in and maybe fix up a couple things and give him like wrists and ankles and maybe change out the hips so that way they're not, because the one, like, you can't get him in an A stance because of that. So it would be really nice if, you know, he had slightly more teeth in his ratchet joints. But yeah, if like a knockoff company could like bootleg this and make it just a couple, you know, a few modern comforts, that would be super, super dope. But I don't know how big the market for that would be.
Henkei Megatron is one of those figures that I didn't think I needed in my collection until I held the Classics version. And I was like, man, it would be really nice to have the one that actually looked like G1 Megatron. And yeah, I got this in hand and I sold off my 86 one as well as my Siege. This is just such a perfect Megatron for me. And I really do like everything about him. Sure, the articulation is a little lackluster. Sure, the ratchet joints are a little, you know, wide. But at the end of the day, I'm going to put this guy on the shelf. I'm not really going to mess with him. I'm going to transform him around and play with him. And this is a figure I feel like I can actually play with. And that's what makes him fun. I adore this Megatron, not just because it's like fucking goated with the sauce, like he has so much aura baked into his design and looks like part of the Decepticons with his wings, but it's also just such a fun toy, and I absolutely adore handling him and just the way he looks on my shelf. I think he's absolutely perfect, and that's why this is the Megatron for me. But with all that said, let me know what you think about this figure down in the comments below. Don't forget to check out the support links in the description, including the Patreon. It's just $1. And with that, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. This has been Bot's Obsession.